So now that we have our form, and that we know that it's actually working with, it's triggering this function here, the add function. Now we can go ahead and start pulling this data from the HTML. So go ahead. The first thing that I want to do is pull in the description, and we're going to go ahead and let me make this a little bigger here so that way you guys can see. All right. We'll get it from the request. We use the form object and get method. All right. We'll pull in the description and the default, and we'll do strip here, just like we do in the other courses. Now, what I want to also do, I want strip to actually apply to the description. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this like this here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, or, hold on, let me take this off. And this would be in here. All right. So what I'm doing here, now, if I do not put strip, like I mentioned in other courses, we're going to get an error, right? Because it's going to return none. And what I want is to return something back to the request, so that way our application doesn't complain. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm wrapping everything on parentheses so that I can put this or here. So I can say, listen, I want you to give me the description or this guy here, and then return it with strip. All right, so a strip is going to return a string instead of none and prevent that error from happening. Anyway, so I'm going to copy this because it's going to be very similar, just a couple times here. And this is going to be the amount, and this would be the category, and this would be the date string there. So let's call it date str, just like that. All right. And this here, we'll change this to amount. This will change it to category. And this one will change to date. All right. Simple as that. Now, let's go ahead and write this down. We're going to say if. Now, let me just make sure that these fields are actually in the HTML real quick here. I got a feeling that I missed one of these guys. So we got the input, the description right here, the amount, we have the date, we have the category is actually missing here. So let's go ahead and put that there. So this would be the category here. So I'm just gonna put the name field here, the name attribute, and put category, all right, in this select. All right, let's go back in here, and we have everything we need in here. So yeah, let's keep adding this stuff. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little bit of validation here. And this might take two parts because right now it's kind of already 3 minutes into the lecture. But let's do this. If not description or not amount, right? Or not category, then we want to flash something here. Let's this goes indented here. So let's do flash, and we'll do please fill description, what else? Amount and category. And we're gonna pass in error here, so that way we can catch it and display this differently. Now flash doesn't look like it's being imported here on top, so let's import flash. We import it, and now let's go ahead and do a try black here. And we're gonna do amount equals the float, because it's a string, remember. We're gonna make sure it's a float. Now we convert it, we cast this into a float. All right, so now we got amount. That's really good stuff. Let me put that except here so my application does not complain. And let's say if amount is less than actually, or equal than 0. What I want is to raise this exception. We're gonna erase this value error here. This is just going to allow us, allow our app not to break when this condition here is met, right? So we erase this here so our app continues to work, okay? So we are handling this ourselves, basically. So let's do flash here. And the amount must be a positive number. All right, and then we'll pass in the error here. Simple, right? Let me keep this a little bit more uniform and use the double quotes in here. I know that I switch around a little bit, but just try to keep the double quotes on the right place the same, so that way your application doesn't look all messy, right? This indentation here doesn't work very good. Let me see. Except that's why it wasn't working. Sorry about that. I was missing this except error here. Let me see something here. Why is this telling me that it doesn't work like that? But anyway, I'll fix it in a minute. I'll return, redirect. And that's something that I don't think I have up here. So I'm gonna do redirect. And let's go back down here and get that URL 4. And we're gonna trigger the indexed. All right. Why is this giving me this error here that they try? Oh, of course. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't see it there. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna continue this on the next lecture because it's getting kind of long and I want these lectures to be short so that way you guys can digest it. So let's just make sure we got this right here. The description, we got this here correctly. Where no misspells here. Amount string here. All righty. We got the category. We got the date string that we haven't used yet. We will in the next following lecture, right? All right, guys. This looks okay. Let me just make sure that I close this here. Semicolon there. Sometimes when you see me making these mistakes, is that I do this in my head so fast that you know, when you're doing things really fast, you're prone to make mistakes. And I'm trying to get these lectures ASAP in your mailbox, right? This notification, you get notifications when I create a lecture. So I'm trying to get this ASAP so that way we can jump into more advanced applications. But don't worry, we'll correct them. You know, just bear with me. And if anything, just let me know. I'll see you guys on the next lecture.